everyone, it's Kara. It's time for the Monday meal. Today we're doing a copycat recipe from the Disney Parks blog. It's Canadian cheddar and bacon soup from Cellier Steakhouse, which is in the Canadian Pavilion in Epcot. So, we started out with a half a pound of bacon. We're using turkey bacon, and you're supposed to cut it, this is very specific, you're supposed to cut it into 1/2 inch pieces, and then cook the bacon until it's slightly brown, so about 5 minutes. Then you add in 4 tablespoons of butter, which we're using Country Crock plant-based butter. So 4 tablespoons of butter, and then a full, I think it's red onion, but I had purple, so full onion chopped up into 1/4 of an inch pieces, and then 3 celery stalks chopped up into 1/4 of an inch pieces. So I got as close as I could. I didn't get out a ruler. So that's what's going on now. So this has to soften, the celery and the onion, and the bacon is still in there cooking, and we got our 4 tablespoons of butter. When this is all melted and ready to go, I will show you the next step. Okay, we have now stirred in a cup of all-purpose flour. Since I make everything allergy-friendly, this is gluten-free flour, so I use the rest of this Thrive Market organic sprouted garbanzo bean flour, and then most of it was this gluten-free King Arthur all-purpose flour. So a cup of flour, put it in here. It says stir constantly for 4 minutes on medium heat. So that's what we're gonna do, and when the time's up, I will show you the next step. Okay, so we have added in the chicken stock, which we're using Member's Mark chicken broth. So 3 cups of that was added in here, and we whisked it up, and now it's very thick, as you can see. Bring it to a boil. It needs to boil for 1 minute, and then reduce the heat to simmer, and let it simmer for 15 minutes. It's already very thick, so it looks good, looks good. So we're gonna let it boil for 1 minute, reduce heat to simmer for 15 minutes, and then I'll be back. Okay, so we're in the middle of our 15 minutes of simmering this after we put the chicken stock in, but I had to add a whole other cup of chicken stock. So it calls for 3, but it was so thick, it was basically like a paste. So there was nothing to simmer. So I added just the whole box of chicken stock. So that's roughly 4 cups. So just wanted to let you know. Now it looks, I think, like it's supposed to. But when it was just 3 cups, it was just not a liquid. It was more like a solid. So just letting you know that. Okay, we have just added 4 cups of milk since we're doing non-dairy. This is Planet Oat oat milk from Sam's. So 4 cups of that has been added to our soup. And then you're going to simmer for another 15 minutes or so, but do not let it boil. So once the milk gets added, it said do not let the soup boil ever again. Just simmer for another 15 minutes. Okay, it has simmered for 15 minutes with the milk in there, and now we have added some more ingredients. So we needed a full pound of shredded cheddar cheese. It's supposed to be white cheddar cheese, but oh, I missed one. I have yellow because we're using non-dairy, so this 1 bag is So Delicious dairy-free plant-based cheddar style shreds. The other bag is BioLife Just Like cheddar shreds. So a full pound. These are each 8 ounces. So full pound of shredded cheddar cheese, white cheddar if you can find it. But if you're having to use an allergy-friendly recipe, you get what you get. And then 1 tablespoon each of Tabasco or hot sauce. So we're using this one. 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire, which I can't have because it has soy in it, so I'm using the Cocoa Aminos. It is a substitute for Worcestershire as well. And then ground black pepper and sea salt to taste. So that's what's in here. We're supposed to stir this together. If you want it smooth, then you can use an immersion blender to mix all this together, and you're supposed to remove it from the heat. So I turned the heat down to low, but I want the cheese to melt, so I'm leaving it on low. So we're going to stir this all together until the cheese melts. You can use an immersion blender, like I said, if you want it smooth, like a puree kind of soup. I'll just see what it looks like, but I probably won't do that. And then I'll show you the next. Okay, it's done. Final step, half of a cup of a pale Canadian lager, which obviously I don't have and would not be gluten-free. So I looked up online, substitute for a pale lager, and chicken broth is a substitute. So I put half of a cup of chicken broth in there, plus some chives. Since mine are dehydrated, I went ahead and put them in there, but you can actually just garnish each bowl with some fresh chives if you have them. So I've just put mine in there so they can rehydrate. And it's done. Now, I did not use an immersion blender. If you want to, you totally can to make it smoother. Also, if you had white cheddar, then the soup is supposed to be a white color. So, you know. But you do what you do with what you got. So, regardless of the color, it is delicious. And I wish you could taste it, but you could try it. The recipe is going to be linked below from the Disney Parks blog. And they call it Canadian Cheddar Cheese Soup from Cellier in the Canada Pavilion at Epcot. So there you go. It is done, and it is delicious. So I hope you guys give this one a try. And this one is completely allergy friendly.